Hello everyone, welcome back to BCA Journey. In today's lecture, we're going to start unit 2nd of COA, Computer Organization and Architecture. And in this unit, we cover and learn about sequential logic and flip-flops and their types and register transfer और micro operations. And हमने combinational logic cover कर रखा है अपने previous lecture में. आप COA की प्लेलिस्ट चेक कर सकते हैं और हमने देखा था कि कॉम्बिनेशनल सर्किट प्रेजेंट इनपुट के ऊपर काम करता है, पर रियल कंप्यूटर्स आल्सो नीड मेमोरी टू रिमेंबर देयर पास्ट स्टेट्स. दिस इज वेयर द सीक्वेंशियल लॉजिक कम्स इन. सो लेट्स स्टार्ट द लेक्चर विदाउट एनी डिले. In this lecture, we're gonna study about flip-flops and their types like SR, JK, clocked, race around, master-slave flip-flops. And in this lecture is a part 1 of unit 2nd, because if we study all topics in one day, हम कुछ भी समझ नहीं पाएंगे और मैं भी समझा नहीं पाऊंगा. So we're gonna start with slow pace. तो हमारा पहला टॉपिक है फ्लिप फ्लॉप. अब फ्लिप फ्लॉप सुन के वैसे तुम फ्लिप फ्लॉप वाली चप्पल ना समझना, ये कोई चप्पल वप्पल नहीं होती, ये एक डिजिटल सर्किट होता है. तो इस लेक्चर का हमारा पहला टॉपिक है flip flop. What is a flip flop? A flip flop is a digital circuit with two stable states that can hold one bit, 0 or 1, in binary form, used extensively in digital systems like computers, counters, and registers. Flip flop are sequential devices, so their output depend on present input and previous output. In simple terms, it means history, not just the current input like logic gates. हम जानते हैं कि logic gates current input के ऊपर वर्क करता है, but flip flop इससे different है. ये दोनों को साथ लेके चलता है, present input को भी, previous output को भी. flip flop के types पे आगे बढ़ने से पहले हम इसके examples को समझेंगे. counters and registers. registers को आप unit 3rd में पढ़ेंगे, पर अभी हम सिर्फ इनकी डेफिनेशन समझते हैं कि काउंटर्स और रजिस्टर्स होते क्या हैं COA में. Counters in COA is a sequential logic circuit that count and store the number of events or clock pulses. They are built from flip-flops and can operate in different modes like up, down, and with different clocking schemes like synchronous, asynchronous. Counters are essential for applications such as timing, frequency, division, and creating time delays. Let's move on the second example of flip-flops, register. A register is a small and temporary storage unit inside a computer CPU. It plays a vital role in holding the data required by the CPU for immediate processing and is made up of flip-flops. It usually holds a limited amount of data ranging from 8 to 64 bits, depending on the processor architecture. Register act as an intermediate storage for data during arithmetic, logic, and other processing operations. Now, let's talk about types of flip-flops. Our first type of flip-flop is SR flip-flop. This is one of the basic building block in digital electronics or a COA. You can think of it as small memory element. It stores one bit of information, either 0 or 1. SR stands for set and reset. So it has two inputs, S for set and R for reset, and one main output usually called Q. When S is 1 and R is 0, the flip-flop sets the output, that means Q becomes 1. When S is 0 and R is 1, it resets the output, that means Q becomes 0. When both S and R 0, it simply holds the previous value, it does not change anything. But there is one invalid case. When both S and R become 1 at the same time, the output becomes uncertain. We call it the invalid or undefined state. So in practical circuits, we avoid giving 1 on both inputs together. In short, the SR flip-flop works like a tiny memory cell where set means store a 1, reset means store a 0. When both are 0, it keeps the previous value. and I am going to tell you in a smoother tone like in Hindi. SR फ्लिप फ्लॉप एक बेसिक मेमोरी डिवाइस होता है डिजिटल सर्किट में। ये एक बिट को स्टोर करता है। इसके दो इनपुट्स होते हैं, सेट और रीसेट। सेट इनपुट को 1 बनाता है, रीसेट इनपुट को 0 बनाता है। और जब दोनों इनपुट 0 होते हैं, आउटपुट अपनी पुरानी वैल्यू होल्ड करता है। बस एक केस अवॉइड करते हैं जब दोनों इनपुट्स 1 हो, क्योंकि तब आउटपुट प्रिडिक्टेबल नहीं होता। Now this is a simple block diagram of SR flip-flop, and in flip-flop digital circuit we use logic gates to construct the flip-flop, and you can also see the logic gates in this flip-flop diagram. Now let's talk about the D flip-flop. This flip-flop is used to store one bit of data. The letter D stands for data and delay. The idea is very simple. The D flip-flop takes the value present on the D input and transfers it to the output Q, but only when the clock signal triggers it. So whatever value you give it at the D input, that same value becomes the output. If D is 1 at the moment of the clock pulse, the output Q becomes 1. If D is 0 at the clock pulse, Q becomes 0. This makes the D flip-flop very useful because it avoids the invalid states that we have in the SR flip-flop. It allows only one input, so there is no confusion. In short, the D flip-flop captures the input value at the moment of the clock pulse and holds it until the next pulse. I am gonna explain D flip-flop in English version for easier understanding. D flip-flop एक simple memory device होती है। D का मतलब डेटा या डिले होता है। जो वैल्यू D इनपुट पर होती है क्लॉक पल्स के टाइम पर, वही वैल्यू आउटपुट Q बन जाती है। अगर D पर 1 है तो आउटपुट 1 स्टोर हो जाता है। अगर D पर 0 है तो आउटपुट 0 स्टोर हो जाता है। इसका यूज़ इसलिए ज़्यादा होता है क्योंकि ये SR फ्लिप फ्लॉप जैसी इनवैलिड स्टेट नहीं देता। सिर्फ एक ही इनपुट होता है तो सिस्टम क्लीन और प्रिडिक्टेबल रहता है। यू कैन सी द बेसिक ब्लॉक डायग्राम ऑफ D फ्लिप फ्लॉप. In the block diagram, you can see the D input and the CL key, clock pulse, and the output denoted with Q. And with the block diagram of D flip-flop, I also attach the circuit diagram image of D flip-flop. And this flip-flop also constructed with logic gates like NOT gate, NAND gate. Alright guys, that's all for this lecture, and the remaining topics I explain in the next part. And I make this lecture small that you can understand easily and do not get bored. And maybe we can finish this unit up to 6 part maximum. And the lecture comes every Wednesday and Saturday of the week. So stay tuned. If you have any suggestion, any problem, please do comment. See you soon. Subscribe BCA Journey.